Good morning, everyone. So this is Rodnie Maluya, second officer of Cap San Lorenzo. It's March 26 and we're here in Brazil, Santos. In this episode of our vlog, we'll be talking about how to prepare the passage plan and set up the ECDIS for the next voyage before the vessel departs from port. So, there are two things in preparing the bridge for the next voyage. So, first will be the final touches of our passage plan, and next is the ECDIS setup, the safety contours, depth contours, and the ETA for the next voyage. So, first, the passage plan. So we are using this voyage planning tool. It's a Star Connect, and the interface is set up in a way that there's a window pane on this side, and they are separated by port. Para na go to Santos, then Santos to Port Tanger Mediterranean. For this vlog, since we are in Santos now, then we'll prepare for the passage plan from Santos to Tanger Med. That is berth to berth passage plan. The passage plan is prepared already because I prepared well in advance. Then just to input some final touches to prepare for before departure. So here I just click on this option after making sure that the departure time, pilot off, and pilot arrival and arrival at berth is properly set up, also the graph and the GM. Then we go to edit mode. There. Then next. So our planning tool is set up in this way. This is our route option 1, which is the only one, and I go to passage plan. You can go to route editor. You can edit the waypoints one by one, and yeah, there, waypoint 1, 2, 3, 4, waypoint name. You can also edit the position, minimum speed, maximum speed, water depth at each waypoint, and specify if it's a rhumb line, if it's in confined water from waypoint 1 to 2. Then this is the passage plan. This is how it will look when we print it. So basically it's described here: Santos to Tanger Med, Port Tanger Mediterranean. Then the terminals, port memo, I will explain that later. Then reminders, I put here the pilot VHF channels, the reporting systems that we will pass, some reminders on what kind of area we will pass, and other considerations along the voyage. Descriptions of the charts and lights along the way, publications used, and notice to mariners and tidetables, and other notes about the environmental considerations that were taken along the passage plan. The next page is the table for our waypoints, described as per the columns here shown. most importantly, the tides are inputted here, and the squat is automatically indicated because the tool is programmed specifically for our vessel, and that's why you also specify the maximum speed. Then the plotting intervals, and also the category of zone of confidence, how accurate is the soundings along the way. Basically, a passage plan is defined from berth to pilot, pilot to pilot, and pilot to berth. Quick summary here: distances, as I said, and drafts, summary of minimum expected under keel clearance, squat at certain speeds, stations, nav area, navtech stations, weather information, and other remarks. In our case, we have stern thruster out of order. Then the bridge team composition. We have master, chief officer, pilot, and the helmsman, arrival and departure. And the other officers, they should read the whole plan and sign if they agree to it. Otherwise, they bring it up to the navigation officer who prepared this, then amend if there is something needed to. Scan the summary, and in our tool we approve it. If it's approved, it will look like this. Then you can print the passage plan, and the PDF will look like this. Oh, it's gone there. Yeah. The PDF will look like this. There. Captain has to sign here. I have to sign here. These are the waypoints. There. After I print it, I also print the company checklist, just to be sure that all relevant points and factors that needed to be considered in preparing the passage plan has been taken into account. There, as you can see, you can read through it. In our company's case, we have a special procedure in place where if we cross the ocean to a different part of the world, we have to request weather routing information. It's kind of a third-party service where we will request for route advice, considering the prevailing weather conditions along the way. They will suggest and constantly update you if your route is safe and valid along the way. Then that's it. And about the port memos, in Maersk we have some kind of consolidated information of every port that the whole Maersk is trading to and from, and all things about the port is indicated there. All rules, all considerations, everything. For example, in Tangermed, where we will go to, these are the data: minimum depth in approach, minimum depth alongside, expected under the clearance depending on your beam, tidal variations, bollard capacity, port restriction, berthing layout, nature of seabed, everything, agent details, emergency contacts, environmental restrictions, port papers, everything. Okay, once we print that, we also print a tide table, which we inputted, as you remember. Like I said, we inputted in the passage plan, so it will be included in the calculation of the UKC. Then we also print the pallets. That's volume 6 of our Admiralty digital radio signals. So we have a clear copy of the reporting points, pilot channel, where we report. Okay. So everything was prepared earlier since I was busy and I kind of want to get it out of the way. So I will just show you how it looks. This here, passage plan. I separate them by category. Then the checklist. There. Sorry, passage plan, checklist. Then port memo. Then port memo, tide, yeah, and other important details. This is how I want it to be prepared, so that along the way the information is readily available, so you don't have to go to the computer and check it. So it's here already. Just flip it, and also the other officers need to sign. Alright, then the next part is preparing the ECDIS to set it up before departure. So this is how our ECDIS looks. Basically, I go to plan, go back first. I'll exchange it, move it to plan, yeah, because this is activated because I prepared it earlier, as I've said. So this is in plan mode. This is the plan, the route plan. And everything is set up, all the waypoints as planned. Checked already. I simply exchange it to monitor. That means it's on monitoring mode, it's active. There we go. Then I set up the waypoint for the pilot. That's 28, so I put 28 here. And I put the required arrival date and time for us. That is 19:30 UTC. This is UTC. April 7th. There. So now we know. Now we're in monitoring mode, and we're monitoring, most importantly, the ETA to the required speed to the pilot station according to this ETA. Alright, that's it. Then it will reflect to our conning ECDIS here. like this. And the next important point to prepare is the AIS information. So we set it up for the next voyage. In our case, we just click menu, and the menu is here. Go to AIS, nav status. We leave it moored because we're still moored, but the other details we can update already. For example, we are expecting to depart with 14.2 meters draft, then 1930 UTC April 7 ETA, Santos, Brazil to Tangermed, Morocco. Yeah, and we save it, and that's it. And I keep it open. That's how I do it, so that in case of last minute changes, it's readily available for the one who will prepare fully the bridge. They can just change it right away. Yeah. So basically that's what you do in setting up the passage plan in the bridge when the vessel is still in the port. Pre-departure preparations is different. Yeah, we in our case we follow a checklist where we need to prepare other equipment as well and check the radar, the navigational lights. We also test the telegraph, horn, all relevant equipments on the bridge prior departure. In our case, as a second officer, I just make the passage plan ready, so the one who will prepare the other bridge checks will not have to spend too much time in preparing. Usually we just prepare within 1 hour. Yeah, and basically that's it. I hope you learned something from this episode of our vlog, and I will try my best in featuring other important parts of my work as well on the next episodes. And so see you. Thank you. Have a nice day.